Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero. We are back talking about former President Reggie fils-aimé. You know, the guy that made the awesome meme of "My body is ready." The guy that made that famous when it came to the Wii Fit balance board. Yeah, that guy. That's an awesome guy. That's an awesome PR guy. That dude was always enthusiastic about anything coming out of Nintendo, and his energy when it came to anything Nintendo was always fantastic to see. He always basically encouraged people to get up and go get the newest Nintendo product. He basically did his job as he should have. Now, it seems like he wants to weigh in on the whole Switch 2 Welcome Tour game and wants to debate on how it should be included with the Switch 2, similar to how Wii Sports was included with the Nintendo Wii and so on and so on. But we do have this article here from Video Games Chronicle that we're going to get into right now. Reggie fils-aimé seemingly weighs in on the Switch 2 Welcome Tour debate by highlighting the success of Wii Sports. The former Nintendo boss has subtly commented on the Switch 2's lack of a pack-in game, because I believe the Wii U also had a pack-in game. It was either Nintendo Land or Wii Sports Resort. I'm not exactly sure if it actually did, but please let me know in the comments down below if you remember ever buying a Wii U and having a pack-in game, because honestly, when I bought the Nintendo Wii U, it was when Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U came out, so I don't actually know. So that was 2 years after the console released in the US. Former Nintendo of America president Reggie fils-aimé has seemingly subtly commented on Nintendo's decision not to include the Welcome Tour as a free pack-in game with the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, as far as the pack-in, the Welcome Tour game, that's going to be a $10 purchase. It's basically an instruction manual about the features of the Nintendo Switch 2, which most normal people with common sense would say that yes, this should be a pack-in game similar to the Wii Sports. So at least when you buy the system, you'll have a game that you can play. It has like little mini games and things of that nature. Honestly, I think Wii Sports is a way better choice. They could easily bundle in Nintendo Switch Sports into the Switch 2. They could easily do that, I'm sure. But of course, the bundle that they have is the $500 option that comes with Mario Kart World, where if you don't buy that, you're going to be spending upwards of $80 for digital and $90 or 90 euros in other countries for that game physically if you want the physical copy. Welcome Tour breaks down the Switch 2's features, explains to the player how everything works, and demonstrates this it's supposed to be thorough. This demonstrates this through a series of minigames. Okay, so I read that wrong. When the game was first debuted during Nintendo's Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, many fans expected the game to be packed in with the system, but it was quickly clarified that the game would be a paid experience. Yes, it was told to people it would be a paid experience inside the Direct. Personally, this, I think, should have been a pack-in game with the Switch 2. Nintendo has defended the decision, with Nintendo's Bill Trinen saying that the $9.99 cost is not an exorbitant price. So again, that whole, it's not that much, guys. It's only $10. Yeah, just like it's an only $10 increase for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Tears of the Kingdom that seemingly doesn't come with the expansion pass, allegedly, in his eyes, and that it's a pretty robust piece of software with a lot of great detail in there. It's like you could just include a manual in the box for free rather than just charging people $10 to play this instead. But fils-aimé, who was president and COO of Nintendo of America during the height of its success with the Nintendo Wii, has seemingly made a sly comment on the decision, referencing his push to pack in Wii Sports with the Nintendo Wii. Fils-aimé posted several clips to X from an IGN podcast he appeared on 2 years ago, during which he discussed the internal fight at Nintendo over whether or not to include Wii Sports with the Nintendo Wii. Quote, "It's an understatement to say that Mr. Miyamoto pushed back," fils-aimé said at the time. "During the development of Wii and Wii Sports, the goal was we wanted the system to be attractive to not only the most active players, but to new players. We saw Wii Sports as the way to be able to do that." Smart man, because Wii Sports was an awesome game, and then they came out with Wii Sports Resort, and later coming out with Nintendo Switch Sports. So keeping the trend going. He went on to explain in another clip from the same podcast that the game was only packed in with the Wii in certain regions, which he argues led to the console being more successful in those regions than in its native Japan. So we actually do have the clip ready. And of course, as I said, the meme that he created, which was "My body is ready," they actually put it as "Our bodies are ready." The Nintendo voice chat interview with Reggie fils-aimé. Let's take a listen here.
You have a few Miyamoto stories, and one of the ones that stood out to me was during the debate over whether or not to pack in Wii Sports with the Wii, and Miyamoto.
It's actually a clip he made himself too.
And it was quite the. It was like one of the biggest points of discussion, and kind of one of the bigger wins for you.
Yeah, it's an understatement to say that Mr. Miyamoto pushed back. During the development of the Wii and the Wii Sports software, again, the goal was, we wanted this system to be attractive not only to the most active players but to new players, and to bring them into the video gaming experience. And we saw Wii Sports.
An easy way to bring in people who aren't gamers to become gamers.
Sports as the way to be able to do that, because each of these sports made great use of the Wii Remote.
You have a few.
True. Very, very true indeed. In the Americas and in Europe, Wii Sports was packed in, but it was not in Japan, which created a bit of a test market. It was obvious in the markets that Wii Sports was packed in. Wii became much more of a phenomenon. Wii Sports became much more of a phenomenon. Nintendo Switch 2 Tour released on June 5th, of course. That's the release date. As of right now, that's being set for the Nintendo Switch 2 to be released in America. Apparently, VGC recently attended a Switch 2 event in Paris. We don't really care too much about that. But the fact of the matter is the man was very intelligent and very smart to include this game. Basically a game that anyone can play. Shockingly enough, when they made a game that everyone can play, then you got everyone involved in playing it. Instead of trying to pander to one set of gamer, they pandered to everyone. Because they created a game that used the full functionality of the Nintendo Wii motion controller that anyone can pick up and play. And that's why you had families, like older generations of families, picking up Nintendo Wii, because it was an easy way to get into the world of video games for them with the motion controller of the Nintendo Wii motion controller. Which, of course, Sony and Microsoft both tried to replicate to no avail with the Xbox Kinect and the PlayStation Move, respectively. Now, I will say the PlayStation Move is actually very fun to use when it comes to games like Time Crisis 4 and Time Crisis Raging Storm. And Kinect Sports is pretty fun, but I think the Wii motion controller did a much better job when it came to motion controls, and then they tried to bring it in with the Wii U, and that absolutely flopped. And then because of that, they took the design of what the Wii U was and then created the Nintendo Switch 2, And then now with the Nintendo Switch 2 on the horizon, they're absolutely dropping the ball after selling 150 million units of the original Nintendo Switch. So hopefully they get back on track. Maybe at some point they may turn around and say, hey, this will be a pack-in game instead of being $10. But seeing as how you have Doug Bowser telling people that they're too poor, if you're too poor to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, we do have the Nintendo Switch 1 for you. And then you have this guy saying it's not an exorbitant price. Bill Trinan over here saying $9.99 isn't such an exorbitant price. You should be satisfied by paying $10 for an instruction manual that we should include with the dang system after you spent $450 plus tax, or $500 plus tax in the US anyway. But that's just, I think they should just listen to Reggie fils-aimé, the guy who was there at the height of a very successful console launch. Thank you all for checking out this video. Really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. I'll continue to bring you the new Nintendo Switch 2 news as the days go on. It seems like every day almost there are just news and things coming out about the Nintendo Switch 2, so I will keep you guys informed, of course. And you gotta smash that like button and ring the bell for notifications, and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with said Nintendo Switch 2 news. And I thank you all for checking out this video. All the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.